Hey guys, so welcome back to part 2 on interval notation. So I'm going to move down to the next 2 skill levels and make sure that you're okay with how to make these conversions go back and forth. And again, I totally recommend doing this assignment. I'm making it optional, but I would recommend doing it. Okay. All right, so it says express the inequality using interval notation. Okay, so I've got -6 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Okay, all right, so less than or equal to. So I'm going to go over here and use my chart that I referenced in the last one, and that's a bracket. So I have less than or equal to here, less than or equal to here, which means I have a bracket, and then -6 to 1. I'm going to submit my answer. Yes, and there we go. Okay. All right, new problem. Oh, express the interval using inequality notation. Okay. All right. So when you have this little guy here, this U, this is called a union. Okay. This is an OR. So when you think back to what we did in compound inequalities, those ORs, they were graphed. Let me see if I can draw it here really quickly on the screen. They were graphed with the shading going this way, and there may have been an open circle here, and then a closed circle maybe, and then the shading went that way. Okay, so remember that's your OR, and then your ANDs, if I had an open circle, I'm sorry, I'm trying to draw with a mouse. Okay, they were shaded in between like this. Okay, and I have to erase those because I cannot sit and look at those. Okay, so I'm dealing with an OR, so that means I'm dealing with two inequalities. Okay, so I've got this negative infinity, which just goes off with an arrow, and it's at -2. So that means I'm shading to the left. So if I go over here and shade left, okay, that means, okay, I'm using a less than or equal to. Okay, and I've got a bracket here, which means I'm less than or equal to. All right, so I'm going to type x less than or equal to, and then -2. Okay, so that takes care of this one right here. Okay, or now I've got 7. Okay, I've got a bracket. Okay, which means I'm dealing with less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Okay, well, this is 7 going off into infinity. So that means I've shaded to the right. So I'm over here. Okay, I've got a bracket. I've shaded to the right. Okay, so that means I should use greater than or equal to. So or x greater than or equal to 7. Okay, so now think about what is here. Okay, so I know I just kind of worked through that, and some of you might be thinking, oh, what did she do? Okay, this is -2, and it's shading to the left because it's -2 is going towards negative infinity. So if I were to draw, okay, and this was -2 on the number line, my picture would go that way to -2. Okay, imagine where 7 is on the number line. This picture would go that way towards positive infinity. Okay, and then this bracket is telling me what type of circle, closed or open. So since I have a bracket, it's closed. So that would be a solid circle. Oh, I didn't do too bad there. Solid circle. So that's what you got to do. You got to envision the picture in your mind, okay, or draw it out on a piece of paper, and then convert it into those inequalities that are here. All right, so let's see how Delta Math likes our answer. So we're going to hit submit. Yes, and there we go. We did a great job. All right, new problem. Okay. All right, so I think now maybe you've got the hang of it, okay, because this is real similar. So I know this U indicates that there's going to be an OR, so I know automatically. All right, so if this is -1, let me do this thing here again. Okay, so it's -1 going this way on the number line. This one's at 3 going that way on the number line. Okay, excuse me. So that means if I'm shading left, I'm using a less than, okay, because that's going towards the left. I have a bracket, so that just tells me right here, bracket, and I go all the way less than or equal to. All right, so x less than or equal to -1. The u put in an OR. Okay, I got a bracket, okay, and I'm shading to the right. So bracket, right, go all the way over, greater than or equal to. X greater than or equal to 3. Submit my answer. Yes. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's erase that. Okay. So it says express the inequality using interval notation. Well, I think because remember that's what that is, and is really easy because you're just going to pick one of these, okay, based on the symbols that are here, and your two numbers are just going to go right inside those parentheses, brackets, whatever combination it is. All right, so if I have two less thans, so I go to less than, parentheses. So I need the one that has double parentheses, -10, and then -5. Submit my answer. There we go. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay. All right, so it says express the interval using two different representations. So we've been given this. We're going to put it in interval, and then we're going to put on a number line. So that's great. Now we get to practice it all together after we've done each part. Okay. All right, so x less than -11. All right, so now let's use my pen here because we've gotten okay with that. That means if I start at -11, I go that way because that's what less than means. Okay, and if I'm at 5 and I want to be greater than 5, that means if I'm on 5 at the number line, I'm going that way. Okay, so look, duh, I could have just done it right there. Sorry, yeah, I cracked myself up. That was bad. Okay, so let's just erase this here and let's actually graph it on the number line. Okay, so at -11, if I want to be less than, I'm going to put my cursor here and pop that green arrow. Okay, less than means I have an open circle. Now I go to 5. There's 5. I want to be greater than, so I go that way. Yes, for all of you who saw that initially, sorry. I'm going to make myself laugh now. Okay, so now that I have my picture, because some of you might find the picture easier to convert into an interval notation. Whatever works for you. This is all about making life easier for you because when I put this on Desmos, I want you to be sure on how to read the picture. Okay, so this is -infinity and -11. Okay, and I have an open circle. Okay, which means I need a parentheses, okay, and infinity needs parentheses. So parentheses, parentheses. So I need -infinity to -11, okay, or u. So if you just watched that last problem, okay, now I have to be 5 to infinity. So 5, and I've got a greater than, so greater than, I need a parentheses. So parentheses, parentheses, 5, and I'm going towards positive infinity. Okay. All right. Submit. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. All right. So we've been given 8 to infinity, and we've got a bracket. We got a parentheses. All right. So this bracket means I'm using a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to. Well, this is 8 going towards positive infinity. So let's go down here on that number line. Do that first. 8 to infinity. Okay, I've got a bracket, which means I have a closed circle. So this picture's done. All right. Well, okay, honestly, for me, once I see the picture, well, I'm like, oh, okay, x, that is greater than or equal to 8. Submit my answer. Okay. All right, so I think I've done enough examples. I hope you laughed with me. That was pretty good. And yeah, I'm up in this room all by myself, laughing at myself, but it's all right. Okay. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do absolute value inequalities, and I'm gonna show you how to do it on Desmos. I'm gonna show you how to not write anything down on a piece of paper. So, and that's a big deal for me because I'm all about showing your work on a piece of paper. So, all right, good luck, you guys. If you have any questions on this, let me know.